Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you on how to look like Sylvanas Windrunner. Yes, there has been a lot of models, so we're going to do the ones we can do. That obviously quickly excludes the vanilla one, because the vanilla one, she was a night elf, and she was wearing plate, cloth, all at the same time. It was messy. But maybe you can do that transmog in Ascension WoW, because Ascension WoW lets you mix, different armor types. But anyway, let's get started. The first thing to do is go to the barber and see if your Blood Elf and Void Elf has the Dark Ranger customization. If not, obviously you set it with the eye color, which is red. If not, then the quest should be in Shadowlands inside of Erebus. It's not Eyes of the Wolf, I think. It's somewhere picked up by Kali and Manithil for Horde in here, or Gingramane for Alliance. That's provided you've done at least some Shadowlands campaign quests. But anyway, once you've unlocked it, obviously create a Hunter, a Void Elf, a Blood Elf, and then let's start looking at the outfits we have. First of all, this was her model when she was an elf. Her official model as an elf. She was wearing this hood, and this was her model, excluding the bow. Now, the headpiece comes from Warlords of Draenor or PvP vendors, and for the rest of the set comes from vanilla questing zones. I think you get if you ever leveled up from 1 to 60, or you probably have unlocked half of these. And if not, here are the names of them. I think some of them have different versions that maybe you can buy from the auction house on Wowhead. But anyway, this was her official model, and excluding the bow. The bow was the same but different recolor, but that recolor is nowhere to be found in the game, and which makes me sad. This bow is one of my favorite bows in the game. The reason being is this bow is really long, and we don't have long bows as long as this one. Whenever I think of a bow I want to equip, I always like the look on this bow. But anyways, that's her first model. Then we have another elf model, which is this one. When Blood Elf Heritage Quest landed, they changed her elf model to this. This is her exact model in the Blood Elf Heritage armor. This is for the Alliance Legion vendor, PvP vendor. They get this set. I think the recolor is not the same for Horde, but this is what you get. Again, this difference is the bow. The bow was blue. It was this bow, but different color, and we don't have that. Unlucky. Now, let's see, her dead one is the one I have here. And if you did not... I hate to say it, but this set is from the trading post, which means if you missed it, you probably will have to wait until they put it back in. I'm 100% sure they'll put it back in, because a lot of people missed on it. Maybe. But, now, one thing... I don't like the hood that comes with this set. I really don't. The hood is so off-putting, it's not the same as Sylvanas. Again, it still makes us look like a character model. You see? And even the cloak is not fully the same, you know? So what I do is, the cloak I go with is Cloak of the Banshee Queen, which matches it really well. And I think you get it from Endtime herself. Look at this. It literally matches the gem, and the whole armor matches this set. And obviously it's called Cloak of the Banshee Queen for a reason, okay? And then the bow. This is the best bow you'll ever get with this transmog, okay? Because back then, people tried to make a Sylvanas Windrunner set. They were running, actually, the one from Nighthold. They were using this set. This set was, like, the thing we could use to look like Sylvanas Windrunner. Before they gave us that one. Yep. If you don't have the trading post set, you can go with this set, okay? Because that's the closest you'll ever get. Like, look at this. The green and the purple still matches the theme of this cloak. And that's the closest you'll ever get to a Sylvanas Windrunner, maybe without the trading post. But now, that was her... By the way, when she was undead, she was using this bow. Still, she uses this bow. One thing I missed. I forgot to show you the Wrath model. The Wrath model was actually before of this one. The Wrath model was this model. It was this one. She was using this bow, and she was using this whole set. This is the Valorous set, which comes from Naxxramas or Ulduar, I believe. Actually, Naxxramas. And this is the cloak, also from Wrath raids or dungeons. But here is the names. That was her Wrath of the Lich King model. So that makes it at least four models from Sylvanas that we can actually copy. Her Elfin models, her Undead models. Now, there's one thing about this set. If you're a Horde and you have Warfront gear, and you want to look like her in Legion, Then there's Time Lost Bow of the Banshee, if you got it from Legion Time Walking. That's her bow in Legion, obviously, if you know. And then the Horde has some chainmails, because again, in Legion, she was using this model, but there was some upgrades. She was using a chainmail. The chainmail is only available for Horde. Like, there's a similar one from the Warfront. If you did Darkshore Warfront, there's a similar chainmail to that, because the Warfront gear for Horde mails were similar to a Sylvanas model. You can use that chest piece, okay? And then you might look like Sylvanas in Legion. I did not get this bow, but I'll get it the next time it lands. This is her bow. Yes, this is her. And then finally, Shadowlands, our favorite expansion, right? This is the closest you'll ever get to Shadowlands. Now, if you want a hood, this is the best hood you'll ever get to close to look like Shadowlands. Where is it? This was the hood I was using. But then the hood makes the cloak have this the blue thing visible. So if you don't want to use a cloak, then you can use this quiver, which is from the LFR. This is like Sylvanas Windrunner from Shadowlands. Let's see how she looks like in Shadowlands. There it is. There's one thing, the only thing similar, we have the bow, which is identical, obviously, and she drops from her. And I'm sorry if you didn't get the bow in Collector's Bounty, because there was like 4 legendary bows dropping per raid. However, good news for you, the drop rate is still high. I got my bow not during the Collector's Bounty. Fun fact, I have even extra ones. If I could trade it, I would. I would give away the bow. But anyway, the bow drop chance is not that low. You can still farm it in your hunter at least 1 to 4 weeks. If you commit to it, you'll get it. That's all I can say to you. Now, let's talk about the set that I have here. Obviously, none of her clothes are obtainable in the game. Even the quiver. Fun fact. This quiver recolor is not in the game. This is the closest you'll ever get to her, because this one is from the LFR. That one has a different lighting. You can see the difference. But obviously, her hands, this is the closest you'll ever get to her hands. The belt, the legs, the chest, especially the chest. Look at this. You see that blue gem? We have the blue gem in our chest. Her shoulders doesn't exist in the game, and that's the closest you'll ever get to that. So I don't like the hood nor the quiver, even though I farmed for it only to never use it. I like it like this. I like to look like this. I think if she was using our player's model, she would look like this. And this is the closest you'll ever get to Shadowlands Sylvanas model. Now you're asking me where to get that. The belt and the legs are both evoker set from Aberys. But yeah, you can actually transmog it, yes. The legs drops from the final boss. From the final boss of Aberys. It took me a while to get this. I've been farming it for a while. It's Scale Commander Eben Scale Man. And the belt drops from the second boss. Now the rest of the set comes from hard mode Dawn of the Infinite. Can you still do it? Yes, you can. But don't underestimate it. Even if you're 10 levels ahead of it, I would recommend bringing a tank and a healer. Don't underestimate the dungeon, because hard mode means you have one chance. If you die, the achievement fails and you have to reset the instance and redo it. You have to kill the bosses, and then you don't just have to kill the bosses. There's something you have to pick up. You have to pick up the time lost artifacts. There's 4 of them, and I forgot which bosses drop each one of them. But Dawn of the Infinite entrance is in that's, yeah, as you can see, we had to do so much bosses back then. We had to do this was really one of the most fun things. Blizzard has to realize transmog on collecting is what keeps us going. Collector's Bounty, that was a success. Mob Remix, that was a success. That's the reason. Don't forget, you can get a Gorhow, which is the weapon of Garrosh from here, and Gromash. So Dawn of the Infinite hard mode, there's a whole guide on it on Wowhead. You can use that. But for now, I'll leave you a link to it in the description to save you some time. But again, you have to kill all the bosses, and there's something you have to do about the things. There's like some bosses that drops a time lost artifact you have to pick. And if you miss it, you'll have to redo it. But again, it's so easy to do this dungeon. You can just go there with some friends who need it and do it. You can't solo it. I don't think you can solo it. It's so hard to solo it. Don't go and waste your time. Maybe you can solo it once the new patch drops in and you are maxed. Maybe you can do it then. But again, I warned you. Don't do that. It's better to be safe than sorry, so bring a tank, a healer, and 2 DPS, aka 4 other people who need the achievement, and do it. This will unlock to you everything. Everything for cloth, mail, leather, not just your mail set. It is the recolor of the ones that dropped in. There you go. Dawn of the Infinite. There you go. That is the set we're using. We're not using the thing here, but if you want, this is the whole full set. The full set on its own looks amazing. If you exclude the belt, obviously, the full set on its own looks amazing. So yeah, that's how to look like Sylvanas Windrunner. Vanilla, we can't do it unless you're an RPer. You can go, Blood Elf Death Knight or Void Elf Death Knight and wear cloth plate all at the same time. Okay? But that is how to look like Sylvanas Windrunner. I hope this video was useful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.